Free speech in America, guaranteed by our First Amendment, is under assault like never before. Here are just a few examples. A Potomac Tea Party board member was censored on Twitter and Facebook. Many on social media speaking out about the assaults on America have had their events or accounts shut down, been shadow banned, had their posts removed, or even been denied access without just cause. Court records and Twitter files show the federal government engaging in wide-ranging censorship schemes, silencing anyone who speaks truth about Hunter Biden's laptop, COVID vaccine injuries, problems with elections, U.S. border issues, and other areas of concern. A very disturbing issue is the Justice Department and FBI pursuing ordinary parents as domestic terrorists just for speaking out at school board meetings. Our government telling us what information we can have, read, or speak is upside down and dangerous to our republic. We have the First Amendment so that we, the people, can properly discharge our duties as the sovereign of this great nation. The government works for us. Without free speech, the American experiment in self-government will come to an end, and we will be ruled by King George once again. The people you are about to see all faced free speech censorship, but overcame the obstacles to ensure they were still heard. Listen to their stories and come away with a new appreciation for what freedom of speech means to you and for what it means for all American citizens together.
What does freedom of speech mean to me? It is the freedom of speaking one's mind and the freedom of hearing others speaking their mind. This seems to be the most basic human freedom. Yet, under communism, the Chinese people do not have this freedom. I know it because that's where I spent my first 26 years. To speak one's mind could mean exile, jail, or even death if the government did not like what you said. Never did I imagine that one day I would see that we are losing our freedom of speech here in America. The left has been doing everything they can to silence those who they disagree with. Today, speaking one's mind means running the risk of being ostracized or losing one's livelihood. Many feel intimidated. Many simply comply. I feel that I've come full circle. What do we do? To me, there is only one choice: to fight back. To give in is to allow the left take away our most fundamental right, the right that's given to us by our Creator.
Hi folks, Chris Wright has asked me to give you my perspective on free speech, how it affects me, how it's affecting our culture, and what we can do about it. You know, this is one of the most important issues we face today, because if the people of this country can't know what the truth is, they have no guidance on where to go or what to do. And this is a deliberate strategy that the left has been pursuing really since the 20s and 30s. They began infiltrating communists into media way back then. And the first example, at least the first large example of cancel culture, occurred during the 1950s when Senator Joseph McCarthy identified hundreds of Soviet agents working in the Army, in the State Department, and the Department of Defense, and he was vilified and attacked and basically driven to an early death by the cancel culture of the time. And it was a deliberate tactic of the communist left in this country. The term red baiting was created by communists. And so This has been around for a long time. And that successful effort silenced, really, and made people afraid of talking directly about the communist threat that has been in this country since the Soviet Union was created in 1917 and even before, and is now our greatest threat. And we have to stand up, we have to keep talking, and we have to find outlets. You know, for decades I've said, why don't we have a network news station? And then Fox News came along, and now Fox has been infiltrated, and they're going south. But we really need to have a voice, and that's why they push against us so hard. You know, I hear people talking about they're suppressing free speech. No, they're not. No, they're not. The left can say whatever the heck they want. They have complete free speech. They are suppressing our speech. And it's not because, you know, they don't believe in any element of the Constitution, but they definitely don't believe in the First Amendment. But it's not because we should be given a right to express our opinion. It has nothing to do with opinions. It has to do with facts. They do not want the facts exposed. They are terrified of the facts, and so they will burn up printing presses to silence us, to keep people in the dark. And that's what we have to get over. You know, we tell the truth. We tell the truth. And that's what terrifies them. And that's what we have to do. And we have to raise the volume on that, or we are going to lose our country. I hope everything is good with you folks right now. And I thank you for letting me share this.
Hi, Tom Trento here in Jerusalem at the U.S. Embassy. And ironically, I was here on May 14, 2018, and was a guest of the White House and participated in the ceremony of moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Now, I'm speaking on free speech. Well, in 1995, President Clinton, the legislature passed, the U.S. legislature, passed a law demanding that the embassy be moved. But Clinton didn't want that to happen. He thought the Islamic world would blow up. He was frightened. And then Bush came in after him, and he was frightened. He wouldn't move it. Then Obama came in, and he was frightened, and he wouldn't move. None of these people wanted to speak the truth until Donald Trump came. It is so important to speak truth to power and do the right thing. But we need free speech in order to do that. We at the United West, by the way, my name is Tom Trento. Look out for the bus, come over here. And our organization has been shadow banned and knocked out of virtually everything because we speak the truth very clearly on critical matters. So as you're watching this video and we're identifying the importance of free speech in the United States of America, use this embassy here in Jerusalem as a graphic illustration of what it means to speak powerfully, speak freely, and maintain that First Amendment right. There it is, the Embassy of the United States of America.
Why free speech, the First Amendment, is so very important and should be important to everyone. I am a legal immigrant and now a naturalized citizen. My only child, Dominic Durden, my pride and joy and best friend, was killed at the age of 30 by an illegal alien repeat offender on July 12, 2012 in California. The driver had no license, no insurance, and he was under the influence of alcohol when he turned his truck in front of my son, who was riding his motorcycle to work. He hit Dominic head on and killed him instantly. In the blink of an eye, my family was destroyed, my heart ripped into millions of pieces, and my son's promising future was cut short. The DA and judge went easy on the killer and only charged him with a misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter and sentenced him to 9 months and 5-year probation. He spent only 35 days in jail. This is where I became active and started speaking out about this injustice. Not only did I become the voice for my son, but for other victims and their families, for the constitutional rule of law, working with Angel Moms and Dads, Tom Homan, and many others, trying to educate about the issue of illegal immigration that affects every American, no matter where we live. However, the powers to be tried to shut me up by shadow banning me, kicking me off Twitter, and sending messages and emails with death threats and nasty messages. It took the death of my precious son to wake me up to the fact that free speech should never, ever be taken for granted. We can't allow anyone to stop us from speaking out and sharing our stories. My son's death was not in vain. His life mattered, and I will continue to make sure he will never be forgotten and that people will be made aware of the issue of illegal immigration and the high cost of it. Dominic's story and the tragedy that took his life is heard all over the world because I refuse to be silenced and shut down. This is all I have left of my son, his ashes. I will never, ever be silenced.